Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition to Understanding Your Health. I'm Todd Scarborough, along with Dr. Tom Butler. And Tom, it's good to be here with you as always. And, the subject today is we're going to be talking about, and we've talked about before, the longevity factor and how men and women both can live longer and some of the facts there and the myths there. Sure. But the one thing that we see, and especially in our industry, is there a lot of times there's stuff that's built on, or products that are built on and sold on hype or folklore or antecedent evidence, nothing really strong.
Or exaggeration.
Exactly. Yeah. And this, unfortunately for us, we don't have a whole lot of sponsors on the show, so that's good. So we won't offend anybody, that's really good. But it's important, though, to tell people, and that's what we're here to do. Understanding Your Health, this show is about what's real and what's not. And we're going to say the truth, and I don't care if it offends sponsors or whoever else, because there are right and wrong ways to go about this. And a lot of the times, even a right way, excessively done, is detrimental as well. I mean, you can take something that's very good for the body and turning into a harmful habit as well if you do it in excess. So I know you got a little, you wanted me to do an exercise here, right? I mean, I always hate these things.
I asked Todd if he could do this. I did this in grade school, so I'm going to ask everybody here to look at this.
Okay, so this
figure it out.
So Ian's going to give me a shot here on this pad, and what we've got here, as you can see, is 9 dots, 3 in a row, 3 threes.
Yes.
And what you've asked me to do is what?
You need to connect all those dots without lifting up your pen with four lines.
4 lines.
Do not lift your pen up. Once you start, it has to stay.
Has to stay. Okay, so and I can already tell by looking at this is that you can't do it by staying inside that box.
That's
right.
Yes.
You can't do it. So you would have to do something like this. Come down here, I'm guessing. There. Now, could I do it in? Okay, if I come, am I doing that? Can I do that?
Yeah.
No.
Keep going.
Okay, keep going.
Keep going.
Here, 1.
Cross.
There's 3. Okay. Oh, right there, and then there. Okay, there it is. There's 4 lines.
Yeah, you did it.
Okay, but to do that, you can't stay inside the box.
That's what I was wanting everybody to.
Okay, so that was your point.
My point, not to make you look.
I'm glad, because
like
it almost made me look like a dummy here, which is not hard to do.
Just think out of the box.
Yes.
So we're not here to sell a product right today, and we're not here to dampen anybody's parade. But let's just deal with some analysis, some research, and recent research, and let's just go through.
See what's real.
And let's talk about it.
Absolutely.
And you and I don't prepare very well, but
anyway. But it's good because it keeps it spontaneous. And the first thing that I can think of, and when you say excessiveness, and before we go to a break, the first thing that I can think of as far as things that are overblown or something along that line is the workout side of things. There's something that comes to mind there, because a lot of guys think that you have to lift heavy to get big muscle. That's all relative. Heavy weights, a lot of the times, the way I describe it is when you're lifting a heavy weight, it's almost like being how you get ready for a car wreck. If you see yourself getting ready, you throw your hands up and you get stiff. When you have a whole lot of weight on the bar, it's the same type of thing. All the muscles come into play. Everything has to come into play, and there's no way you can take the mind and focus it on that one muscle. So the myth in bodybuilding is you have to lift heavy weights in order to gain big muscle. Not true. You got to put a lot of weight on a little muscle and stay inside that muscle. So that's one that I can think of. Over-exercising is another one as well.
Not enough
because over-exercising is going to harm the immune system, suppress the immune system, tax the immune. So we're talking about optimal levels here in a lot of these things as well. Just like with protein. Protein's mandatory. You have to have it. But if you eat 700 grams a day, your kidneys are going to fail.
That's correct.
So it's like with water. Water is very important. If you drink none, you're going to be in trouble. If you drink 7 gallons a day, you're going to be in trouble.
I like things like spinach. Eat a lot of spinach and you'll get kidney stones. But if you eat some, you're going to be very healthy.
Exactly.
So go there. And Dr. Kenneth Cooper just wrote a new book, and he's the one that invented aerobics. And if you guys want to save your money on the book, he basically said, whoops.
Oops, I made a mistake.
Yeah. So he was the guy that said you had to go at a real high level of intensity for a prolonged period of time. And now he's like, just go mild to moderate and and even a short period of time, 30 minutes a day is
Yes.
ample. So I just saved you all $25.
That's perfect. And we're going to get sued now because he's not going to sell any books. But no, it is so much of the time we have seen this. In fact, the founder of the AIDS virus has recently come back and said, no, it has nothing to do with the AIDS virus as far as the HIV virus that causes AIDS. It's the immune system, stupid. And he keeps saying that it goes back because people in Africa are dying from AIDS the same reason they're dying of malaria. They're malnourished and they don't have food. Look at Magic Johnson. He's fat. I mean, the guy he had AIDS back in the 80s is when he was diagnosed. Now the guy's fat. I mean, that's rare. And we were told that the guy would probably die, and he thought he would in a year. But why is he not? Because he's nourishing himself. He's eating good. He's eating organic. He realizes that it's the immune system.
And he's probably a little chunky because he's not over-exercising. And that's the other thing.
There you go.
And I get to understand this personally, as you age, if you over-exercise, you actually form more free radicals, and your body has to deal with, it's almost like a severe injury. So you're literally setting yourself up for disease, as opposed to if I do mild or moderate for a prolonged period of time, stay within my, level.
Zone. Exactly.
I always think of this. If a typical American walks a mile, this is the statistics, guys, you put about 50 tons of pressure of impact on your body. If you run or jog hard, you're putting 3 times that much. So just remember, guys, when you're out there jogging and not smiling, you're putting 150 tons per mile. So when people always tell me, well, I just go 2 or 3 miles, so you figure that out, folks.
Yeah, well, and it brings up a point as well. The more intense that exercise is, the more rest that you need. I mean, you could exercise intensely and hard, but you just need more downtime. So, and speaking of downtime, we're going to take a commercial here, and we'll be back to talk about more myths and dispelling myths here as far as health and products when we return on this edition of Understanding Your Health. Hang on, folks.